You know, I feel kind of bad. Throughout this course, we've mentioned the C Series, but we never formally introduced you to this C Series set of devices from Cisco.com. They could play an important part in your modern data center. With the B Series devices, I want you to think of B standing for blade. Okay? With the C Series devices, I want you to think of C standing for rack. Okay, I know it doesn't make much sense, but just realize it's not a B series blade server. No, our C series are rack mount servers from Cisco Systems. Now, when I teach this, I immediately have students, and I don't blame them, that say, Anthony, okay, why in the world would I want a rack mount server when I can get all of these wonderful efficiencies out of using the B series? Remember, we have that wonderfully efficient, redundant, chassis, and we go ahead and we insert those B series blades within that chassis, and then it has its input output modules, and it has all kinds of great connectivity options northbound to the various LAN and SAN infrastructure. The B series is amazing, and we teach this and students get all excited about it, and then we say, well, why would we want something different? Why would we want a rack mounted server? Well, I want you to think about it. Think about an organization that just has 3 monolithic servers. That's all they have that they're working with. Maybe it's a web server, maybe it's a SQL server, and maybe it's a SharePoint server. For that organization, they're probably not going to want to make an investment in a hugely complex chassis type environment with the fabric interconnects and that rather large capital investment. For them, they could virtualize these 3 and get them into our UCS system with one modest C series rack mount server. So this device does indeed play a key role for us in smaller implementation. Manager can indeed manage all of this stuff for us, so we see that the C series are going to integrate just fine. Now, this is such a big deal for us in this nugget because obviously it's desirable and we would want this, but also it's important because it wasn't always this way. I want you to watch out for that. With earlier models of the C series devices and software, you couldn't always manage them along with your B series equipment. But that has changed, and that's obviously a change for the better. Now, have you thought about at any point during this course how Cisco has changed? How this game, how this data center revolution has changed Cisco? Well, if you haven't thought that, I think you might think it now. Check this out. We're up at Cisco.com, and I'm going to click on Products and Services. And on the Products and Services page, first of all, I'm going to be a little bit blown away by how much Cisco is involved in now as far as IT goes. But let's go ahead and let's go to Servers Unified Computing. And under the servers unified computing, let's go to the UCS C Series rack mount servers. And I'm going to go and look at the Smart Play offers. Under the Smart Play offers, I have a bunch of M3 C Series rack mount servers, the C22, the C24, the C2020, the C220, and the C240, excuse me. Now, what are we noticing here? Yeah, we're seeing what John Chambers, longtime CEO of Cisco Systems, made in a statement. He said, we're no longer a networking company. We're truly an IT organization. We're truly an IT company. And my goodness, look at this. I mean, I'm going to say, all right, let's see. The C220M3 is up to two Intel Xeon processors. It's one rack unit. Its max memory is 512 gig. It has two 1 gig ports, 10 gigabit unified fabric optional. It has two PCI Express Generation 3 slots. Wow, you know what? That's going to do perfect for me. Maybe I am the IT administrator of that organization I described a minute ago that had those three services, web, SharePoint, and SQL, that they wanted to data centerize. How's that for a word? They wanted to data centerize, right? So I'm going to say, you know what? This is looking good here. I'm going to select it, and notice we have various configurations pre-done for us. These pre-configured offers, right? So it looks like this one on the left is bare bones. Okay, bare bones configuration at $3,000. This one is a unified fabric enabled configuration, right? And this one's a unified fabric enabled configuration for performance. Wow. So we have pre-configured devices. We have one with embedded RAID. Notice that we can go to any of these. Like I'll start with the base model they're offering me, and I'll choose. You can even get assistance, as you can see, we utilize for purchasing these C Series rack mount devices. Boy, oh boy, times have changed with Cisco systems. By the way, while we're talking about the C220M3, let's take a 3D look at it, why don't we? Here's the front of this particular device. Here we can see up to 4 or 8 front accessible hot swappable drive bays. Wow, pretty cool. Here we can see a KVM console connector. This is allowing keyboard, video, and mouse support on the particular device. We won't be doing a lot of keyboard and mouse traditional management of the device most likely, but it's nice that we have that option, right? Here's toolless access to all the serviceable items. And I love it. What Cisco did on these is they color coded the particular devices, right? They put a little color coded plastic piece on it to let you know what is serviceable and what is hot swappable. Yeah, so they're going to color code the gadget so you know what you can rip out and replace literally during production. Let's go ahead and let's Generation 3 slots to give us a lot of flexibility in the particular network connectivity for this important ingredient in our data center. Let's now go and look inside this particular device. The lid pops off very easily. We look inside, and we've got some great features inside the device. Once again, toolless access in our KVM console. Here's our DIMM slots that are available. Notice we have plenty of those. Here we have our up to two Intel Xeon processors. And this is just showing us our fans and our PCI Express slots again. So a very powerful, very flexible rack mount server, which, as I've described to you, plays a key role in the data center portfolio offering from Cisco Systems. So let's talk cert prep for a moment. I don't know about you, but one thing that I might be a little concerned with, especially based on some of the question types we've seen, is Cisco Systems going to start to drill in and ask me specific questions about specific models of C Series rack mount servers? Like, okay, on the two just to remind ourselves of the C Series and where it fits into this overall Cisco data center infrastructure. I hope this nugget has been informative for you, and I'd like to thank you for viewing.